Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Professor's Picks. Friday afternoon, it's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And of course, Mr. Ken Golden, the professor himself, is here. What's happening, man?
It's 3 o'clock and it's very cold down here.
Yes.
I'm wearing the sweatshirt. It's like working in an ice box here.
Yes. And I'm in the cold too. Don't, I'm wearing the short sleeve shirt, but
Yeah,
that's there's a
like in
reason.
the Bahamas. My
Yeah,
God,
no, it's toasty in the house, but yeah, outside. Woo. I
I'm
just came
working
back
in the
from the
meat
gym a little
locker,
while ago. I was like, oh man, it's cold out there. Cold, cold, cold.
and the dogs they love it, right?
Oh
Dogs
yeah.
love it. My dog, she could go out for a 2 mile walk. She don't care. He,
Especially my
she,
young
he,
one, the
he,
puppy, man. Whew, she don't want to come in. Not at all. The
crazy.
two older dogs, they're like, well, the oldest one, she's not all that into it. The huskies love the snow, but she's 11, so soon to be 11. So she's borderline, but the German Shepherd puppy, man, phew,
Yeah,
all day,
crazy.
all day. Love it.
Well,
Snow, play, play,
we've
play.
been lucky. So, as far as the weather goes, so till now, so
Yeah.
deal with it. So this week is going to be kind of a weird week because of the weather. I have a large shipment on the way from the UK with some really cool stuff, which going to include in this week's update, but they're having a little bit of a delay because of the weather. So hopefully everything shows up on time. And if you order it, it'll go out this afternoon, meaning Friday afternoon. And if not, it'll go out on Monday. So, but yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what we got. So I'm going to get the restocks out of the way because a couple of key restocks that people have been asking about. First one is Squeaky Feet is back. They had repressed it. Oh, I didn't pull up the JPEG. No spoon is back. That came back today. So
I got you, Ken. Hold on. Here we go.
yes.
Do
So
not miss this, folks. If you like progressive metal, do not miss it.
yeah, and
Terrific.
yeah, the guy's been really good at getting them out to me. It's just the weather. It's been affecting everything. So anyway, we have them back, and yeah. All right. Pre-orders. I got this one was a little bit of a surprise. The Camel Box Airborne. They're they're repressing it. I don't, it sold out right away, and it was rumored that Universal was going to press it again. They are. I just don't know. I don't have a street date on it, but I got confirmation they're making it, and I'm getting it. So you want it? Go to the website. We'll have it.
Do you ever think we talk so much about a band that's been around forever, who probably most people already have all this stuff, right?
Yeah,
Jeez.
but I told you, Pete, I had 50 of them, and I could have sold 50 more.
Yeah.
So,
The allure of the box set, man, is just
well,
what about box sets?
they were a great band, and there's a lot of live stuff on here. So maybe, and remastered some remix stuff. You buy it and you figure you're done. You know, so
So, did Anthony buy one?
Andy Latimer.
No, Anthony Ferraro.
Oh, Anthony. No, I thought you said Andy. No, 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 not yet. I got to work on it.
Okay, I'm surprised. I figured he'd be all over that.
Yeah, he's employed now. He's employed again, so I can. I'll start cracking the whip. So, but yeah, he's surprised me. Chad bought one,
Really? Wow. All right. Look at that.
and I think Chris bought one too. So I think just bought one. So
Canzoneri bought one too?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I
Wow.
think he bought
Okay.
one yesterday, today.
Well,
So
I mean, if you don't have a lot of the camel stuff as it is, you get that, you get everything plus all the bonus stuff.
and it's all in one place,
Yes.
and it's a really nice package. So I got to peek at it because we had one come back, and I got to check it out. It's kind of a peculiar package the way they did it, but it's very nice. And like I said, it's really comprehensive. So I guess the only thing that people complained about was the live record. They took the material from that, and I guess because that was really like a compilation of live stuff. They spread it out,
Dispersed it. Gotcha.
dispersed it to where it should go, but it's all there. It's all intact. So yeah, guys, we got more coming, and I think that there was a lot of people who were who hemmed and hawed about it the first time, and then when it was gone, they were sorry that they didn't pull the trigger. So people like you, because I know you're going to come around. In the back of your mind, you're saying, maybe that would be nice.
I got no room. These big gigantic box sets, it's like unless it's like a normal size thing, I tend to shy away from because it's like where do I put this stuff,
Yeah. Well, no, I understand. The worst was I remember when Greg Walker years and years ago when he was putting out releases and he came up with the idea to put CDs in LP size sleeves. You remember that?
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you put it? It's a CD. I want to put it with my CDs, but I can't. I got to. All right, we got one more pre-order this week. North Sea Echoes, really good, terrible things. CD and vinyl. It's the new project from Jim Matheos and Ray Alder.
Ah, yes.
And I would not expect a metal album. I don't believe it is. I think it's going to be a little more along like Tuesday the Sky, that kind of a thing.
I was talking to a friend of mine at the gym, and he's an enormous Fates Warning fan, and he's just like, why don't they just make it a Fates Warning album? Why do they got to do all these million different things and half of them they're doing together? I'm like, I don't know. I think they just want to branch out into other things, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they called it Fates Warning and it didn't sound like Fates Warning, people would freak out, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm all about branding, but if it's not Fates Warning, don't call it Fates Warning.
True.
And yeah, I mean, and Jim always had that side to him, that sort of.
Yeah, he's got other interests other than just writing Fates Warning style material. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. So that's coming, and that is coming on February 23rd. As I said, it's a CD, and then I'm not sure what color vinyl, but it's a color. All right, on to regular stock. This is kind of interesting. It's actually a live recording, Napoleon Murphy Brock and Ensemble Musique Fabrique, Frank Zappa, Bad Doberan, and Elsewhere. It's a live recording, I think from 2019. And they're sort of like a modern classical ensemble and with a rock drummer and Napoleon Murphy Brock singing and playing flute. And they're doing the Zappa catalog. They're doing a selection of choice Zappa material. And there's actually a video of them performing up on YouTube. They're tight. It's good. It's really nice. Did I cut you off? Were you about to say something?
No, I just said interesting. I've never.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm looking at my screen here, my Prezi screen here. So two more reissues from the Chick Corea Electric Band. We got Inside Out, Eye of the Beholder. I don't know them, man. You know them.
Inside Out is. I mean, they're both great, but Inside Out is mind-blowingly good. You should listen to them.
Are these like on the level of that double live CD, which was like Inferno? Yeah. All right.
Especially Inside Out. That album, Eye of the Beholder, is a little more acoustic, but still really, really good. But the other one, man, pure craziness. Yeah.
Acoustic doesn't scare me, I like when there's a balance, like that last Aurora Clara. It was like it was a great album, but it had that acoustic stuff, which I think had it had one more heavy piece, it would have balanced the album out a little better.
Yeah.
So all right. I'll have to check out to see if they're out on vinyl. I'm sure they are, bro. All right. The next thing, this is
having. Every one of them is worth having. Right. For sure.
This next one, if this record sucks, it's on Stephen Reed. It'll be his fault. And if it's good, I'll take all the credit. Flight, Echoes of Journeys Past.
Oh yeah, he did talk about that one. Right?
I don't remember it was a prog seed episode. I don't remember how it came up. I don't know, but I told you I think
it was our end of the year best.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
This was I don't know if it was an honorable mention.
I never heard of it before. Yeah.
So I checked it out. They're a Norwegian retro hard rock band. In a way, like the Horizon thing that you had sent me. And it's very what I heard sounded to me a lot like vintage Blue Oyster Cult. So
Well, that
Stephen
piques my attention right there.
Stephen said you would love it, and so I said, I think I could get that, and I brought in some copies. Distributor didn't have a lot, so if people are interested in that, target that one first because I just don't have that many. So next one, this is just like a personal thing for me that I'm really stoked about, and I'd like to turn people onto it if they're open-minded. New one from Muriel Grossman, Devotion. Muriel is this amazing saxophonist. She studied with Joachim Kuhn. She played with Joachim Kuhn. A lot of good players in Europe. She's Austrian, and she has an ensemble. The music is very much in the spiritual jazz realm. Uh, you'll hear like a little bit of like maybe Pharoah Sanders, maybe some Coltrane, that kind of thing. But she's got a guitarist, and she's added a Hammond organ player, and there's and a drummer, and it's really, really deep spiritual stuff. And there's like a 20-minute track on there, but it's very melodic. It's not out at all. Um, it's great. And supposedly, uh, she's going to be coming over here. What happened was she was on this small label based out of Estonia. She had put out this is like I think her sixth or seventh release, and she jumped over to Jack White's Third Man Records label, and they're giving her a promotional push, and they're bringing her over. So I said, Muriel, you got to play Philly. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping, and if she comes up in your way, Pete, you got to go see her, and and if you just want to get a taste of the album's up on Bandcamp. If you want to listen to it, I think it's fantastic. I like all her albums. This new one I think is really, really good, really good.
Cool.
So I didn't go crazy and bring in the vinyl because I don't know if anybody will even buy the CD. So
Well, you just got to wait and see, right? Yeah.
yeah, I want to see what it is. Sometimes every once in a while I sort of like to bring in like a cool jazz piece. I don't go whole hog on it because I don't know if my customer base is interested in that. So and every time I say that, there's always somebody guy who posts comments. Yeah, bring it. But then you bring it in, and then you're like, was that a good move?
Crickets. Yeah.
Yeah, crickets. It's like it's like I always say about vinyl. Everybody wants it, and then you make it, and then it's like, where'd everybody go? you know. All right.
And before you go to the next one,
Yeah.
just to let everybody know, I'm always wheeling and dealing, trying to make things happen on this channel. I just confirmed that when Canzaneri gets his Camel box set, he will come on and do an unboxing video here. So be on the lookout for that when it's okay. Whenever they ship out and he gets it, we'll make it happen.
Beautiful. Excellent. Thank you, Chris.
That's what I'm working it, man. I'm working it.
All right, man. Like you're working the phones.
I'm working it.
Like Jerry's telethon. You're working the phones. All right. Now we're dipping into the gray area. These look promising. A couple from Judas Priest. Live 1982. Nice cover. It's on that Expensive Woodlands label, which is doing some really nice quality stuff. They did all those really beautiful Pink Floyds and Black Sabbaths and stuff. And so I don't know this is necessarily from a specific show. I won't know the text that came with it very vague. So I just know it's from like the 82 tour. Could be from multiple dates. I don't know. When I have it in my hands, maybe I'll know more. And the next one is kind of nostalgic for me. This is New York After Midnight. This is from 1981. And back in the day, in 1981, I'm fairly certain this is the show. WNEW broadcast this show, and I had never heard Judas Priest, and I had nothing to do that night. I set up my tape deck, my cassette deck. I listened to the broadcast. I recorded the show, and they were great. I'd never heard Judas Priest before, but I was interested. So it was absolutely fantastic, and I had the cassette for years. And one day I was going to record a show. I was going to a concert. And I was out of cassettes. Don't ask me why. I took the Judas Priest tape and I taped over it.
Well, now there it is.
I'm pretty sure this is it. So you can't.
And I believe that was Iron Maiden opened that show.
That's possible, but it was. I'm certain it was the Palladium, 1981, and
yeah.
That was great. So I don't know if you have this one.
I don't, but I remember when they played there, and I remember Maiden was the opener on that tour, and that was right before Priest kind of broke big to go start playing arenas.
Yeah.
So
So this,
and Maiden were just a baby band at the time. So yeah, that's a great show. Wow.
yeah, and the material. I mean, it was great. Yeah, the typical stuff. Green Manalishi was it Beyond the Realms of Death? I think it was that was on it. That was a big thing. If it's the show that I had recorded, I'm keeping a copy because it was great. It really was great.
You'll be selling a lot of that one.
Yeah. Let's see how many. Yeah, yeah. I mean, oddly enough, it was kind of old, so I grabbed a bunch. I could get more. Let's see what happens. All right. Next thing. This is a band that has not been around for a while. I don't know if you hip to these. Matter Mortem. Do you remember Matter Mortem?
Oh yeah.
Very good female singer, Agneta Kirkevåg, and Norwegian metal. Very hard band to describe. They were sort of like use the word like an avant-garde metal band. I mean, they were heavy, but
They were kind of gothic, kind of power metal, kind of thrash, kind of don't fit anywhere type of band.
yeah,
Yeah.
but good. She was a very good singer. She was very. All right, you ready for the big surprise for you
Okay.
and for George? Mahavishnu Orchestra, Cornell University, New York, 1974, I believe. Well, no, or 73. I'm looking. It's 1973. So I believe it's a double CD, and that's in the shipment coming in. So I believe it's
I have that.
a radio broadcast.
Yeah, you sold that once before, like
No,
2 years ago.
Cornell.
Yeah.
Cornell.
It's got the same cover.
Are you no really? They repackaged it. No.
I'll have to double check, but I know I have one that has an exact same cover. So,
Well, that's possible.
and it's
But
a 2 disc set. I'm pretty sure I have this one.
I mean, I remember last year selling a Mahavishnu, and wait 1 second. Don't go away.
Okay.
It's right here. No, this is the one I have, Pete. Live at Berkeley.
I have that too, but I have another one.
All right. All right. Well,
We'll see. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've been wrong before.
all right, you just pissed on my cornflakes. All right. We'll see. So anyway, that's coming. All right. And
That's the Cornell University. That was the one that's videotaped outdoors, correct?
I don't know. I don't know. I was like, oh, I never had this one before. And I just ordered a shitload of them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll double check. Maybe it's, but I know I have something with that exact same photograph on the front. I don't know. I'll check.
certainly possible. When you get into these gray area releases, anything's possible. It's very funny. One of the distributors I deal with, they bring in a lot of these gray area titles and say like, exclusive distribution. And I'm like, it's a bootleg. I can make it myself. What do you mean exclusive distribution? I can copy it myself. Who's gonna say anything? All right, next one. These guys are very popular. Not my speed, but Metalite. Expedition One, I believe, female vocalist, power metal, symphonic metal. People like them. These guys are good. Novaria. Have you heard Novaria? Italian, the gates of the underworld. It's best way to describe it is like Evergrey meets Blind Guardian.
Okay. Interesting.
It's like melodic. There's a progressive element to it. Very strong singer, but it's got that power metal, that big symphonic power metal sound. And they're quite, they do quite well for us. So people, and I wouldn't call them. There's definitely a prog element. I wouldn't say they're like Dream Theater or anything like that, but it was good. And then I got back catalog 3 albums by this band, Poets of the Fall. I got a Alchemy Volume 1 CD, DVD, Jealous Gods, and Clearview. I guess it's hard to describe them. I can't get a handle on them. Jim's out for lunch, but he digs these guys. Glenn Harveston loves these guys. I guess the best way to I call it like art rock. Um, I don't really hear them as like a metal band, but all I know is I know the prog power crowd goes crazy for them. We bring them in, we sell them. So it was hard to get some of these older titles, and I guess they reissued them. So we've got them. Let's get the vinyl out of the way. There's two releases. We got the new one. I actually not so new, but it's new on vinyl. The new Color Haze Sacred. I think the CD came out last year,
Yep.
and they gave it to I think it was Ripple Music for the US vinyl. I think it's Ripple Music. Next one is also Poets of the Fall offshoot on vinyl, Old Gods of Asgard Rebirth, and I think I mentioned the CD a while back. Now let's talk about the cheap shit. So I just want to, I'm just going to give a quick overview. We got in a load of clearance from Metal Mind Productions. Metal Mind Productions is a Polish label, and they have an enormous catalog where they were doing prog rock, doing metal, and I guess they're clearing out their back catalog. And I think that they're still in business, but I'm not sure that they're putting out anything new at all.
I don't think so because we used to regularly get all of their new releases for years for the webzine, and I haven't gotten anything from them. It's been years.
Yeah. So I
I
don't know.
hadn't even heard that name. I mean, I have tons of Metal Mind CDs laying around the house, and yeah, it's a pretty prolific label for a while there.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not. We got in like 25 titles, so I'm not going to show them all. I just want to give you a taste of some of the stuff that we got, and there's a whole section on the website right underneath the featured releases. So if you're interested, check it out. But just give you an idea, some really good quality stuff. We got Polish band Lizard prog band. It's called Spam. Here's an SBB, Behind the Iron Curtain. I know we got in a bunch of SBB titles. Danish thrash band Artillery, My Blood. Osada Vida, the which one is this one called? The Body Parts Party. We got in, I think, 3 titles from Osada Vida. These are all like $7.50 or $5, that kind of thing. They're cheap. The DVDs, like this is from the Finnish band Overhead. We had an Overhead CD last year that we couldn't keep it in stock. People wanted to say this is an older one, but you can see a lot of flute-driven prog. Kind of looks like doing the Ian Anderson pose there.
Yeah.
But the DVDs are like $8. I mean, so these are whoa. Where'd I go? Okay, a Pendragon DVD. This one is a deluxe CD DVD set. A live Green Carnation, Alive and Well in Krakow. Great band. Jumping back to CDs here. Mr. Gill, which is Merrick Gill. He was the guitarist in Collage. He's got kind of like an Andy Latimer meets Steve Hackett kind of a feel. And it's it's good melodic stuff. Solo album from Doogie White, singing from Rainbow and a million other bands. That's just yeah. I just want to give you like a taste of some of the stuff. There's a ton more over there, and I don't want to hold up 25 titles. So, but a lot of good stuff. I know, like I said, I know there's a bunch of SBBs, a bunch of Osada Vitas, and things of that sort. So it's worth poking around. I grabbed pretty good quantities on everything, but at that price, these things have a tendency to go very fast.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so that's what we got for this week.
Cool. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah. So just be patient. If with us, if some of that European stuff doesn't show up right away because of the weather, it'll be here on Monday. So we'll play catch up. And we have shipments coming in from the Netherlands. We have shipments coming in from Italy. I've got shipment coming in of Yugoslavian stuff. Did you ever get to play that Energit CD? Oh, you did. You played that Energit, right? I got that. I got a nice restock of that coming in. There's all kinds of cool stuff in the next week or two. Well, we'll be pretty well stocked. So
cool. Sounds good. Of course, lasercd.com is the URL. It'll be posted below as well as all the titles that Ken spoke about today. Are we going to post all of the different Metal Mind stuff?
I could do that. Yeah, that'd be helpful. Just take me a minute.
Okay, sounds good. That'll all be posted and pinned in the comments below. So for those of you who like to copy and paste, that's what it's there for. So
yeah, Absolutely.
Go at it. And as we always say at the end of these episodes,
Buy a lot, buy often.
there you go. That's the
Old,
tagline.
I got to pay the electric bill, so please.
Especially this winter, right?
No, I don't know if people can see my breath, but it's like,
Gets cold in the basement there, right?
I gotta tell you, it gets one of the storage rooms. We nicknamed it the meat locker.
Oh boy. Oof. Chilly. Chilly, chilly. So thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next week for another episode of the Professor's Picks. And let's see, what do we got coming up here this weekend? So we've got on Sunday, Ranking the Albums Day. Mr. Craig Kaminsky will be joining me, and we'll be ranking the catalog of the psychedelic stoner rock band Nebula for all you folks who like it hard and heavy and a little stonery. These are two guys offshoot from Fu Manchu, started their own band. They've got 7 full-length albums and 1 pretty lengthy EP. We're going to rank all 8 of those. So that's coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. We'll see you next week here with the Professor's Picks. For Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy shopping. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks again.